It's been a very busy night for Celtic with a lot going on with regards to transfer news. In today's video, of course, we will go through this whilst also going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic fans will find out how much the club are charging for UEFA Champions League tickets very soon. The club could have a home Champions League fixture in less than 4 weeks. The draw for the group stage is just 8 days away, so it's fair to say that things are getting pretty real. Last season, Celtic actually announced group stage ticket details a few days prior to the draw. That means that we could have news early next week. There were no easy solutions last year, as the club charged adult season ticket holders £129 for the free match package. Concessions cost £99, whilst under 13s paid £90. That was a decent increase in our previous involvement in the competition's group stage back in season 2017-18. The above prices were £114, £90 and £81 respectively. A similar increase could see adults paying £140 this year. Thankfully that looks unlikely given that just 1 year has passed since our last run out in the tournament. It will be interesting to see if the club announce details prior to the draw again, or whether they will wait to see the opposition before naming their price. Whatever happens, you would hope that they offer a fair price for matches against some of Europe's elite. The Celtic support put millions of pounds into the club every single year. That is why the perceived lack of ready-made first-team signings so far this summer has irked many. A big signing or two, a positive result at Ibrox and some fair pricing would have everyone raring to go again. Not too much to ask, is it? Talking about signings, it was first reported on Wednesday evening that Celtic had bid £3.5 million for Honduran winger Luis Palma. Brendan Rodgers has continually stated that he wants more additions to his side before the window shuts, and the 23-year-old signing could help meet his demands. Playing his football in the Greek top flight with Aris Timosalaki, Palmer registered 21 goal contributions for the club across 2022-23 season. He has an abundance of talent and quality, which has undoubtedly attracted the attention of the Hoops. According to Greek journalist Giannis Chiroanopoulos on Twitter, Aris Thessaloniki is considering seriously Celtic's €4.1 million offer for Palmer, and that it is close to their demands. The fact that numerous journalists and outlets alike have reported the boys' move for the winger suggests it may have serious substance. Palmer has proven his abilities over the past year in Greece. In all likelihood, he could come into Celtic and fight for a starting place immediately. Arguably the gap in the team left by Jota remains vacant, and Palmer could be the man to fill it. Matt O'Reilly has been speaking about the joy he feels playing in front of Celtic supporters. The Denmark youth international has been in Glasgow for around 20 months now, lifting 4 trophies to date and sampling many major matches for the club. O'Reilly has spoken almost from day one about being bowled over by the size of Celtic. Having joined from English lower league side MK Dons, that's hardly a surprise. After a disappointing cup exit to Kilmarnock on Sunday, he has been in the media once again to assure supporters that the players won't ever take them for granted. "It's amazing, very unique in that sense," he told the Scotsman. "I think we should all feel pretty lucky as players to be a part of that environment. For most of the players in this team in their career, they are not going to be involved in anything like that ever again." The fact against so-called smaller teams in the league like St Johnstone and Dundee we are getting 60,000 people in the stadium just shows how big the club really is. I don't think people understand the magnitude of the club until they are really up here. You hear things about Celtic and Rangers being really big clubs, but until you are actually here in the city and you really feel it, I don't think you can get the same sense of that. I know where I am. I think I am mature enough to recognise that playing in front of 60,000 people every week is something you can't take for granted. There are people who will never be lucky enough to do that at all, so I think you have to make the most of it every week, and the more people you play in front of, the more enjoyable it is. O'Reilly's comments seem particularly pertinent after a period that have seen several Celtic first-team stars move on to bigger leagues. So far in 2023, the club have lost Josip Juranovic, George Giacomakis, Jota and Carl Starfelt, while speculation has been rife about some of the other stars. The above 4 left for different reasons, some personal relationships, others for life-changing financial sums, or a more competitive league. Despite those factors, it is always a bit disheartening when you see idolised players looking to move on from Celtic. O'Reilly's comments are a reminder that there aren't many other clubs like us. I mean, seriously, how many sides would sell 60,000 tickets for home games against St Johnstone and Dundee? Very few players leave Celtic and go on to play for bigger clubs. Off the top of my head, only Virgil van Dijk and Kieran Tierney can make that claim in recent years. O'Reilly gets it. Now it's time for him to find some consistency on the pitch and lead us to more glory. John Hartson wants a pressure eased on Celtic duo Kyogo and Callum OReilly. The duo have been pivotal in Celtic's dominance in recent years, especially when the treble was delivered under Ange Postecoglou last season. But Hartson wants the powers to be at Celtic to sign a centre forward and a ball-playing midfielder to help out Kyogo and Callum OReilly, as he told Go Radio. In recent weeks, it has gone a little quiet for the boys in the transfer front, with the 2023 summer window set to slam shut next week. It hasn't helped that, in between that, Brendan Rodgers watched his side produce a poor display at Kilmarnock to bow out of the League Cup. But Hartson shared what needs to be done from now until the end of the window to help the returning Celtic boss out. Celtic needs some quality, said Hartson. They can't be relying on Kyogo to produce miracles every week and take his chances all the time. He is only a human, although he is a fantastic player, so a centre forward is a must. A ball player in the middle of the park. We ask an awful lot of Callum OReilly. He plays every minute of every game. He needs a little bit of help in the middle. This isn't a case of wholesale names needing to be brought in, but if possible, a few gems to help boost the squad. Injuries to the likes of Cameron Carter-Vickers don't help matters because it makes the team much weaker, especially with the old firm around the corner. But these next few weeks could be massive and game-changing, both on and off the field of play. So keep the faith, because it wouldn't be a surprise if Celtic have a 6-point lead at the top of the table at the start of September, and the new signings have made a world of difference. Celtic defender Markwaki has been tipped to make the international breakthrough for Poland by former Celtic striker Dariusz Dzikowski. Dzikowski became a cult hero at Paradise after his famous 4 goals in Celtic's 5-4 win over Partizan Belgrade in the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1989. That was the highlight of his career, and it eventually petered out, but his international career didn't. He earned 63 caps for Poland, and he is tipping Celtic new boy Markwaki to be considered for the international duty by national boss Fernando Santos. Dzikowski said, "Celtic are a big brand in Europe, and the move gives Mike a chance to play in the Champions League. It's a challenge, but also an opportunity to show his skills, because Scottish football opens a window to the world. Let's remember that many Celtic players have gone on to even bigger clubs. We know that Fernando Santos is always looking for solutions in defence, and he'll definitely be considering Mark for the next matches. For sure he'll be on the preliminary list for the squad, and although I don't want to say he should automatically get a call-up because he now plays for a big club, Santos has to take a close look at him. Markwaki is currently out injured and is set to miss Celtic's next 2 games against St Johnstone and Rangers. With Poland set to take on Faroe Islands and Albania on the 7th and 10th of September respectively, Markwaki is unlikely to be fit enough to make those squads. However, those comments from Dzikowski do stand the Hoops defender in good stead for future squads. Markwaki was on the brink of making Poland's World Cup squad for Qatar last winter, but didn't make the final cut. The Polish under-21 defender has already intimated that one of the reasons he moved to Glasgow was to further his international career, and after the start he's had to his Hoops career, who can argue with that? Hopefully Markwaki will be back sooner rather than later. With another international break due in October, it seems that it's not only Celtic who are in need of his services. Celtic fans, what do you make of Lewis Palmer? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts with our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticpower.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.